Alright, I'm live. I think. I have to go through the usual.
Alright, you guys will have the pause.
God damn. Go for the usual. Check in my shit to see if we are live. Cool. Bada bing, bada boom. Copy link. Yo, what's up, Shazaz? Shazaz? Yeah, sounds right. Alright, sweet. Let me put this up. How's that camera position? A bit funky. Opa. Aquí. That's fine. How you doing, Shazaz? What's good? Hopefully my mic is all good. Get some jazz on or something.
Loving your body.
With base 44, we turn that question into
Hopefully that volume is good. Why is there so much feedback? Oh, it's that. What the hell? Trying to find the other. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Yo, what's good, Yele? What's up, man? How we doing? Are you trading gold? Occasionally, depending, but not consistently. As in, it's not my main pair. Hi, G, how do you see EU? We'll go over EU in a sec, once I figure this audio out. Hi, G, how do you see EU? Ah, that's fine. Turn my mic down a little bit. Cool. Oh, right, how do I see EU? Great question. So, obviously the base for EU is basically the dollar right now. So the dollar is really driving the euro. And to me, the dollar is still very much weak. I think nothing's really changed fundamentally. So right now, bearish pressure, at least on the DXY, is still there in my eyes. I do green here. So DXY is still very much in this like bearish chain. So you know, we're still respecting all of these bearish arrays. So this supply zone here, you know, sure, we've seen a bit of a flush out lower of this July low. Is that a strong enough reason for then the dollar to start trending higher? Probably not. I think when you're looking at these long-term trends, you have to understand that, you know, macros play a part in that. Ew, what is this? You putting me to bed with this boomer soundtrack? It's got to be copyright free, bro. I need that copyright free shit. Otherwise YouTube's gonna cook me. I don't want to get cooked. So I did have this like weekly BPR drawn in from ages ago, and we kind of spiked below it. Dude, all of this shit is so annoying. Why can I not? Okay, there we go. See, like, what? Why will it not let me? You know, trading view charts is such a love-hate relationship. Things piss me off sometimes. So are we gonna finally see a close below this BPR? I mean, we have to eventually. There's no way that this continues to hold. I mean, maybe it will. What do I know? I just don't see how or why it will. In terms of just putting you under some pressure, hold command. Let them know. Pressure makes diamonds or something, whatever they say. So in fairness, I haven't actually looked at the news for this week. So this would be kind of interesting to go through. Today we got some rando speeches. Mañana we got a bunch of euro pound and USD manufacturing and services PMI. So that'll give us some nice morning volatility for London session. So potential for some London reversal trades there. So that could be quite nice. Or potential London continuations as well. So I'll be watching Tuesday morning. Hold up, I just got this waste man in my WhatsApp. Lol, it's me commenting on YouTube. Dude, I know it's you commenting on YouTube. When break trend line? That's a great question. I will actually go over that trend line shortly. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, GDP and unemployment claims. And then Friday, core PCE. But not too crazy. Let's look at this trend line that we were talking about. Big old juicy trend line. I mean, it's clearly shown support before. I think ultimately we are going to disrespect this and potentially come lower towards this sort of POI. How far we mitigate in here, who knows? This is a pretty big level. Excuse me. It's like 500 pips. So again, I'm not too concerned with trying to predict higher time frame narrative. You know, daily and weekly is good for me. Triple bounce. Yo, what's up, Moha? I mean, we had that initial bounce. We've got 8 days left of the month, which is kind of crazy. 8 days left to Q3, and we're about to lock into Q4, boys. Q4, we're about to lock TF in. About to make some peas. Isn't that what the kids say nowadays? How are you looking at USD CAD? I'll go over that in a minute as well. We've got some stuff to go over. But yeah, POI is lower on DXY. Again, this weekly is, you know, we've had that really choppy August period, which a lot of people struggled with. We didn't. I mean, shit, it's the way it is. It's how strategies work. You know, we're sitting, if you want to draw this demand zone in here, kind of sitting with this demand area. So we could see some more continued sideways price action, which would be great for me, honestly. I would love just to see this chop indefinitely, but that's fine. This looks like a classic Torre trendline trap trade. I am all for it. Where is my Solana going? I'll tell you where your Solana is going. To the grave. I'm Gigalong Pepe. Crypto. Like, we're still doing crypto. Like, come on, bro. It's 2025. I don't know what to tell you. What's up? What's up? Alright. Are you doing Solana in euro, or you, I mean, or are you basing it off USD? It's much of the muchness, right? Right. Crypto. Matty wants to know where Solana's going. Solana's going to all-time highs. Up here. Boom. Sweep lower. Nice bullish close. Next question. USDT? Who gives a I mean, USDT, it's the same thing, right? Sol USDT. Dude, it's the same thing. Same shit. Alright. I mean, it's going to all-time highs, right? With dollar weakening, gold strengthening. Where's that just gone? It's going to all-time highs. Daily. Respecting. Bosh. All-time highs, next question. Where was I? I just completely lost my train of thought. Just chaotic stream right now. No structure, just pure chaos. Anywho, let me clean this up a little bit. This piano is kind of pissing me off as well. I need something less. I don't know what I need. I need something more than this. Yeah. Bit of that. Bit of synth wave. So, EU broke higher, closed higher, respected higher. Naturally, after you have a big sweep of quote-unquote liquidity, I mean, it's anyway, it's a big sweep of a high, you'll anticipate some sort of form of pullback. Now, I'm expecting the continuation of this overall bullish chain. I mean, weekly, you did sweep, but I think these, you know, a deeper mitigation of this higher time frame POI is likely. Getting too many messages on my phone. Much better. I stay now. Oh, you speak Spanish? Sí, hablo un poquito español, pero no más. Dime, chico. ¿Qué pasa? Alright, so we're kind of reacting from this POI on EU. We had a nice sweep of that previous daily low. That Friday low, whereas previous weekly low is down here. So again, previous weekly low could be a bit of a magnet simply because it is close by. You know, if we do see a reaction from this BPR, that could again send us potentially lower. I'm just going to react to what the market does. You know, I'm not trying to predict the next few candles. We'll just see how these close and then go from there. But obviously we are still respecting, actually no, that's a lie, we kind of closed below these FVGs, these imbalances. 4 hour, you know, you've got demand zone reactions here. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that line is. Yeah, so you've got respecting these demand areas here. And again, you know, we've had, what's the word? Price disrespect, all of these bullish arrays. So, I don't know. Something might happen to price. We'll see. I'm not going to spend too much time. Dollar CAD. Dollar CAD's interesting. Again, think I always speak about this, like, bottom wicks. Like, to be honest, these bottom wicks almost never hold. And so I'm anticipating a bearish dollar here. How far higher we go is we wait and see. Tu español tampoco está mal. My Spanish is not that bad. Puta madre. It was in case I got your mentoring and if we could do it in Spanish. No posible en español, solo inglés, por favor. Muchas gracias. I mean, I can learn Spanish for you though, bro. My Spanish is not horrendous. Fun fact, I used to live in Spain when I was a young boy. So there you go. So this bottom wick, I'm leaning towards this move lower. Again, we might see this breach of Friday's high, swept, and then head down to this Monday low. Yeah, nothing too much on the 4 hour. We're still very much range bound, which is actually great for USD CAD and my strategy, because that's when it tends to perform best. Wow, you speak good. I know I speak good, bro. I used to live there. What do you mean? Again, all of this high time frame price action is not hugely relevant to me right now on dollar CAD. There's nothing that I can really take away from this. There's no alarm bells for me there. So again, not going to spend too much time on that. We've got some nice SMT on EU and GU, or divergence, whatever you want to call it, and you can actually see that a little bit clearer on the lower time frames. Yeah, these like previous weekly lows, huge divergence. EU went nicely this morning, relatively flat bottom. Now you can definitely take some longs within here. We'll just call it SMT, because you can essentially call this a protected low. And why can you call this a protected low? Well, if you look at DXY swept that high, swept Asia high, swept previous daily high, and then started to shift. So after this shift, you can be fairly comfortable in assuming that, you know, if price is going to at least head to Asia low, it's not going to break this high. Same thing, the reverse is true with EU. Like, this Asia low is unlikely to be broken because we've already seen that shift in DXY with, you know, momentum. So it wasn't just a choppy move down. You can see that there was displacement lower, there was intent, there was a bearish move, right? So anything, you know, in here, you can actually catch that move higher. Nice sweep now in EU, but didn't take PDH. Yeah, so I mean, I don't really care about trying to trade this. If we look at the ADR, you can see we've reached that ADR now during New York. So, you know, the expansive move has happened, right? This whole EU move from open to close is only 30 pips, but we've seen this big expansion. And typically, you know, if price expands one way, it's very rarely just going to expand straight away in the other direction. If anything, this is probably just going to chop because we've reached that ADR as well. Because essentially the average daily range has been fulfilled. There's no reason and there's no news to see this just continue higher. So me personally, I wouldn't really be considering getting involved in these EU charts. Again, you know, that previous daily high still is a bit of a draw here. And again, you can see we are just far beyond that ADR. And typically when that happens, you can sort of see, you can kind of go back in price and see when it does happen. Price typically just ranges. Obviously here it doesn't because there's news involved. Here it chops. Again, news involved, so it doesn't. There we go. So not too bothered about that. Dollar CAD. Let me delete all of these trades. Clean these charts up a little bit. Yeah, so dollar CAD again. It's Monday, so I don't typically, not a huge fan of always trading Monday. What I've spoke about before. Again, this is not based on feeling or anything. This is just based on pure data. My data suggests that Mondays are shite. However, that being said, if there are exceptional setups, then I will take it. But again, that's situational. 17,558 by EU. Or as we'll drop a little bit lower, 50% off the range and continue higher. I mean, there was so much crap on these charts. Too much crap. Alright, whatever. It's gonna stay. Good morning, Dom Invests. How you doing? You have any idea to when the discount is active on FTMO? That's a great question. I have no idea. I would assume it would be at least a few days, right? Because it's their 10-year anniversary. I would assume maybe the week, but you never know with FTMO. Thing is as well with EU, he's like, you kind of got these relative equal highs up here. As a quote-unquote liquidity pool. So that might be your draw. But again, I'm not too interested in where we are overall. I feel like trading these types of moves is just a it's like 50-50 at best. It's just a recipe to get chopped around. These relative equal highs here, a bit of a draw higher. I think we push higher then. Nice, nice opportunities on GU though. Which ADR indicator are you using, if I may ask? So there's a couple. They're much of the same. So you've just got AR levels by 2 degrees. These are a bit more customizable, and you can show average weekly ranges, average monthly ranges, all that good stuff. So that's probably a better one. I don't think that's paid. I don't think you have to pay for that one. What's it called? Or you do actually. Average. Oh shit, I can't type. Average daily. Oh no, maybe you do. Oh yeah, okay. So you have to pay for this 2 degrees one. So next best thing is just this ADR pivots, which is free. Just type in ADR, and it will just be ADR study. No, it won't. It'll be ADR range. It's kind of interesting. What's this? ADR study. Okay. The average. Show average move. How do you journal the trading day, including the PA, etc.? You manually do it. So yeah, we journal the trading day within the Discord, within the group, of course. We share ideas, trades taken, etc. And I do it separately within Notion as well. So I have my Notion template where I break down what I'm looking for on the day, sort of bias, how I'm feeling, you know, if there's anything that I should be aware of in terms of my schedule, like when am I not going to be at the charts, when do I need to set alerts, etc., etc. That sort of thing. It's a pretty basic breakdown. Nothing too crazy. It's always good to know. I always have like a notepad and pen as well. That'll just write down thoughts throughout my day. But yeah, it really doesn't need to be that complicated or fancy, so long as you can track everything. Got it, thanks sir. Definitely found way better consistency after studying your and architect stuff, especially due to the entry model. Overbought it quite a lot prior to learning. Overthought it quite a lot prior to learning yours. Good shit. Yeah, I think there's quite a few educators that kind of oversell technical analysis, or yeah, they overcomplicate everything. And then that just leaves you conflicting with so many different ideas, so many different concepts, that you can't actually consistently frame an approach from it. So it's much easier when you come to the charts knowing what you want to look for, because if you don't know exactly what you want to look for, you'll You'll come in almost trying to find something. And then with the confirmation bias, you'll just look for things that fit what you think on the day, as opposed to what a strategy says or what a system says. Just based on technicals, was a London move a valid long for you guys? I mean, it was during Frankfurt and right at the beginning of the week, so it's kind of sketchy. So I don't want to shout too loud into this mic, so hopefully I'm not. So London move technically was it. The model is valid, but it's a slightly more advanced variation of the model, just because of how we didn't actually break this Asia low. So there would have been, you would have had to apply some more discretion in the way that you approached it. Some people do well with that discretion. Some people, can't. Excuse me. Yeah, so it was just a simple SMT with DXY and also with GU as well. So GU swept those lows, and then you started to see that, the bullish momentum come in. Entry around. Yeah, so entry was pretty early. 6:30, 6:15 pre-Frankfurt. So again, that's going to be a discretionary one, not something I would. It's not my bread and butter anyway. Definitely for those more active players. Yeah, it's fine to take as long as you have the data on it. That's all I always say. Data to me is the only thing that really matters. Gold at all-time highs again. This is all-time highs, right? Yeah. Gold reaching all-time highs during Asia. Almost time for the gold long strategy, even though it's pretty much already done it, right? Let's see. But yeah, GU was definitely the cleaner of the two, and the dollar CAD's just nothing. Dollar CAD typically I'm not too fussed about on a Monday. I'm not too fussed in general on trading a Monday. I have enough data that suggests it's just not even pointless. You stats on your ratio between trades on EU versus on GU. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my phone. You stats on your ratio between trades on EU versus on GU? No. So I don't actually have data on GU. GU for me is more like I like to use GU as a bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? As like a cross-reference. I will only trade GU if it's like really clean. I find GU just tends to wick me out a lot more. Still need to work on my relationship with GU. It's you got to be careful with trading EU and GU side by side because ultimately they move, you know, the vast majority of the time it moves in sync. So taking a trade, if you're going to take trades on both, you have to understand that from a risk aspect, you are essentially doubling your exposure. Because if one loses, it's going to be quite common that the other one loses as well. So finding that balance, I think, is quite tricky. And again, while I don't trade too heavily in GU, just for that reason. When I have correlation from the assets, I put 0.5 in each one. Yep. I think you also have to test that correlation as well. You just have to, just something to be aware of, innit? In it, mate. Oh, so that was previous. Did I miss that? Oh, I think I did miss that. Alright, so yeah, we had actually previous weekly high. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So yeah, DXY took previous weekly highs, not just previous daily high. This is like previous weekly level. Hence why we've seen such a decent reaction from it. How you doing, Moha? How's your September so far? Been some good trades in September, to be fair. Been some solid positions. It's going good. Good. 1.5% because I take some news losses. That's good, man. It's good, bro. Good returns. I mean, what you got to remember is that you're not losing right now. So, you know, being above water, that's great. It's just about continuing to execute that process and not get lost in the results and the returns. And then over time, you just build that experience. And then you can manage yourself a little bit better. You can manage trades a bit better. And then you're laughing. After Alchemy, I didn't have any consecutive. After Alchemy, I didn't have any consecutive profitable months. What do you mean? Before. I was going to say, bro, what? You've been smashing it after being in the group. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, you're keeping everything. Losses are kept small. And your winners are, you know, outweighing those losses. From Alchemy, I've never had loss any month. W. Let's go. That's a W if you ask me. Fat dub. Looks like we're going to get a outside bar. Looks like this daily high, previous daily high, is going to get reached. DXY is still very much bearish. Got some few levels resting low. What does your server cost, and is it a one-time fee or based on monthly payments? So we've just recently switched to a one-time fee model. It just allows us to actually work with people a bit more intimately and closer, and it allows us to actually build together and actually help people. It's a one-off fee you can apply on the alchemytrading.com. And then if your application is successful, we will invite you to join the group. We decided to move away from the monthly payments. While monthly is good, we never really felt like you had that change from people, that people wanted to commit to it. You know, it was so often that people would just come in and then just dip afterwards. So it was like you just kind of go around this wheel, and I'm not really for that. I'd rather actually work directly with people in helping them, you know, learn our concepts, learn our strategy, and actually learn how to reach a level of consistency and profitability within their trading. And Moha's a perfect example of someone that comes in, takes the concepts for what they are, and consistently applies them and profits from it, you know. Send me a DM or something, Dom. We can chat if you want. Follow me on socials. This is much better music. What are we saying? A bit more vibey. Hopefully I don't get copyright strike there. So dollar CAD could typically be like an Asia range play, but previous day just doesn't fit that model. So I won't take this short, although it could quite possibly play out, because I do see us reaching this daily open on dollar CAD. How we get there, I'm not 100% sure. I need to see a bit more conviction. It's not really enough for me to take this setup. You're reacting to that ADR, so again, you could just see this range sideways, or you know, it could come back deeper into this range. You can see in sort of past scenarios where we've broken and then we've just ranged sideways, broken and then just ranged sideways. But this low here, where's the actual open? To me, this is a nice target. Because how often do you see candles with these no bottom wicks actually fulfill? Or like actually ever return to? It's very often that this is a nice liquidity, or whatever you want to call it, a nice target. So if anything, I would prefer to see this consolidate here. Tomorrow we sweep Friday's high and that Monday high, and then roll over. EU looks like it's going for that previous day's high. We're still respecting these bullish arrays. Again, another example of a bottom wick on a lower time frame here. See that bottom wick fulfilled, and then, you know, a nice reaction from that. And you had lower time frame, quote unquote, displacement as well. I mean, the amount of value you guys are putting out for free is quite enough in order to reverse engineer the model. Really good content, can't lie. Appreciate it. And I already follow you two guys since quite a while after finding Max, and then all of you from the Netherlands. Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Drink gone. All you gotta do is master the Asia range, then you're good. That's it. Your fractal indicator doesn't show all swings. You only use these for your breaks which are displaced, or also highs and those which aren't shown by the indicator. No, it's just a guide. It's not the be all and end all. Thanks for these answers. Got quite a lot of insights. Yeah, no problem. Of course. Where's the ICTI? Here it is. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Close, should we have it? Does that look good? Do you have the eye above or on the line, right? Yeah. Sick. Sick. EU has reached 3 standard devs. Shit, boy. I don't even have 3. Why do I have 3.5? I don't know. Almost, Moha. Almost, brother. Unless you're going from 1 AM, then maybe. The hell? The IPDA algo will deliver. The fuck is IPDA? IPDA. The price delivery algorithm, the intermarket price delivery algorithm or something, I don't know. Use 8 till midnight. I don't know what I use. 7 till? Some ICT BS I don't fuck about. This was a great entry. Huge. UCAD dropping. Let her drop. Let her drop. I'm locked in on EU. God damn. See what BTC's doing. Holy shit. There's no ads on this as well. This is a W soundtrack. Let's get some W's in the chat. Kiwi. Hello. US weekly high sweep. 1 hour closure coming up. Holding this supply. Hold up, wait a minute. Waiting for E2 on $CAD. What's E2, bro? The hell are you talking about, E2? Looks very good. I'm not taking it there. That looks very MS and pullback to OTE. I see. Why is that? Why not just MS? Surely the pullback to an OTE is just going to be the same as an MS. No? Like, your MS is... Fuck knows where your MS is. I mean, you could say your MS is here. Up for interpretation, you could say it's here. You could definitely say it's there. Or you could say it's there, or you could say it's there, or you could say it's there. However you define it. But even if you're applying an OTE, why not just do the... Like, why not just do the MS? Because USD CAD hasn't swept previously high, so I'm waiting for more development. But I mean, you're still... What extra confirmation does that even have? I don't get if you're taking it here or if you're just going to take it on a pullback. It's the same entry, right? I think this idea of waiting for confirmation is flawed and up for discretion. I feel like you just missed the move then. Because what if this just comes back, you sweep all these lows, it just comes back, you still going to enter on the OTE? Whereas at least if you got in here, you can already manage your risk before it gets down to this quote unquote these liquidity areas. Just a thought. I mean, you have to, if you're going to do that, you need to know when and where and how to apply it. Like, it's fine to use an OTE, but there has to be a reason why you're using the OTE. Just like 4 hours just open, that's what you got to remember. We know that power of 3, you have open, low, high, close. But anyway, give a specific stop loss / break even rule. Seeing your holding trades even after taking out like major opposing liquidity as session liquidity or previous daily, or you may just hold till 2 hours. It depends. It depends. In certain scenarios, I have a specific stop loss, an entry and target. Other scenarios, depending on how price action is, how momentum's coming into the market, you know, all these different areas, then I'll maybe change it up. My throat's kind of... Thing is, there's always going to be something that's going against your trade. You could always find something that's going to be, you know, the downfall of your trade. But as a trader, that's not necessarily what you're here to do. Nah. Nah. Alrighty, how long have we been live for now? Almost an hour? Alright, sweet. Bring the eye of the tiger back. Green. Green's a nice color, eh? Green's a great color. All right, Monday thoughts. When it comes to trading, you have to realize that it's a very personal endeavor, a very personal journey. And so you have to deal with everything you don't have to deal with everything yourself. But it's up to you as the individual to get the results at the end of the day. You know, you can consistently look for advice on what you should do, but ultimately your success or failure is going to be down to you as the individual. It's a very personal journey. Everyone's different. Everyone's journey is different. Because we're all different in so many different ways. And so it's not this linear profession. Right. To roll with the punches. Because there's going to be a lot of punches. And hold yourself accountable, or get a group of people that can hold you accountable to your mistakes, because it can be very easy to justify the mistakes that you make or the errors that you make because of ego. But when you're in a group, they will hold you to that, and there's no getting away from it. No justifying it. That was where I improved the most on Alchemy. Yeah. Being more accountable and consistent. Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's really all trading is. You know, having people around you that push you to be accountable and to be consistent in your approach. Because if you don't have that, then you're by yourself, and it's very, very difficult to, you know, always be on it and always be consistent and accountable to yourself. I think that's where the true value lies, in community, not just concepts. Because I can give everyone a strategy, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be consistent with it. It takes a lot more mentally and personally to achieve that. I don't really have too much left to say. So, any thoughts, queries, questions, let me know. Being in touch with people that really have you. That's it. Yeah, for sure. can't put a price on being around the right people. What's gold doing? Rising. God, this chair is uncomfortable. United Health. It's a good looking chart, but that's a huge decline, isn't it? 60%. When was it last? When did it last have such a big decline? 08. How much was that? From peak to trough. 77. 61. Almost 100% return up to the highs. Mean reversion channel says that we're in some decent value to buy, or it was. Much lower. Yeah, it's already had a 40% move off the lows. Give us a double dip. It kind of has. Not really. Dividends today? Oh, tomorrow. Earnings on 28th of Oct. A month away. Is this a logo? It is. Want some stocks to buy. Microsoft a good buy for sure. Crazy. Crazy. I mean, shit, Rolls Royce as well. What the fuck? That's a crazy stock price. Like, that's a crazy fucking stock price. Holy shit. Airbus? Boeing. Boeing's got to do something. Netflix is up as well, big. Apple stock is up nicely from my buys. Bought in about 30-ish%. Which is very, very cool. What else do I have? I don't have that. TNX1 I bought at around 80-ish. Why are my buys not in here? Oh, there it is. There's one. Anyway. Anyway. Alright, I'm losing my mind now. So, I'm going to get off of these charts. I'm going to go out for a... I at the gym or something. Go for a little bike ride. Yeah. Just going to wrap it up for today's session, lads. I'm going to try and make this a weekly thing, so live every Monday on the YouTube. We'll see. Thank you for everything, Alex. Too many gems, like always. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the love. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. If there's anyone left, much love. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll chat to you all very soon. Ciao, ciao.